When Adrian Vale's private jet touched down hours earlier than planned, he didn't expect his life to split cleanly into a before and after, but that was exactly what happened the moment he stepped through the doors of his silent mansion and noticed something was wrong, because the house that usually echoed with his daughter Lily's laughter felt hollow, heavy, as if it were holding its breath, and Adrian, a self-made millionaire known for mastering markets and crushing competitors, suddenly felt like a stranger in his own home. He had come back early to surprise Lily after weeks of international deals and late-night calls, imagining her running into his arms with stories about school, but instead he found his daughter curled on the sofa, backpack untouched, eyes fixed on nothing, her small shoulders tense as if she were bracing for impact. And when he asked why she wasn't getting ready for school, Lily flinched at the word itself, whispering that she felt sick again, the same excuse she had apparently used for days, an excuse Adrian had dismissed over the phone as childhood nerves or simple laziness, because from boardrooms thousands of miles away, it was easy to believe that money solved everything. But now, standing there in person, he saw fear in her eyes, real fear, and it rattled him more than any financial crisis ever had. The housekeeper tried to intervene gently, explaining that Lily had been having nightmares and stomach aches every morning, but Adrian waved her off, kneeling in front of his daughter, promising softly that he was home now, that everything was fine, and Lily nodded without conviction, the kind of nod that says I don't believe you but I hope you're right. Later that morning, while Adrian made her favorite breakfast she barely touched, he noticed bruises on her arms, faint but unmistakable, and when he asked about them, Lily's spoon froze midair and tears welled up as she begged him not to make her go back, not to school, not ever, and in that moment something inside Adrian cracked, because no balance sheet had prepared him for the raw terror of a child pleading for safety. He spent the rest of the day canceling meetings, ignoring calls from executives who suddenly felt very small compared to the crisis unfolding in his living room, and when Lily finally fell asleep on the couch, exhausted from crying, Adrian searched her backpack, hating himself for invading her privacy but driven by desperation, and what he found turned his blood cold. Crumpled notes with cruel words, crude drawings, messages telling Lily she didn't belong, that she was a charity case, that her father's money couldn't buy her a place among normal kids. And as Adrian's hands shook, he realized the unthinkable, that his daughter was being bullied, relentlessly, systematically, and that his absence had given it room to grow like a cancer. Memories flooded back of phone calls cut short, of teachers' emails skimmed too quickly, of Lily's quiet voice fading week by week, and for the first time in his life, Adrian understood that success had blinded him, that while he was conquering the world, he had missed the war raging in his daughter's heart. The next day, instead of sending Lily to school, Adrian drove there himself, not in his usual armored car but in an ordinary sedan, dressed not as a tycoon but as a father on a mission, and as he walked the halls, he felt eyes on him, whispers trailing behind, the way power announces itself even when it tries to hide. And in the principal's office, he listened as excuses were served with polite smiles. Kids will be kids, misunderstandings happen, nothing serious, until Adrian placed the notes on the desk one by one, his voice calm but lethal, explaining that this was serious, that his daughter's fear was real, and that he would not allow it to be minimized. When Lily's teacher was called in, the truth unraveled further, revealing ignored complaints, overlooked warning signs, a culture that rewarded silence and punished vulnerability, and Adrian felt a fury rise, not explosive but focused, the kind that builds empires and now would dismantle negligence. But the most devastating moment came when Lily herself, trembling but brave, told them about the taunts, the shoves, the isolation during lunch, the way other children had learned that hurting her carried no consequences, and Adrian had to grip the chair to stay upright, because hearing it in her voice made it painfully clear that money hadn't protected her, it had made her a target. He pulled Lily out of that school that very day, holding her hand as they walked away, and though she was still afraid, there was relief too, like a weight lifting. And back home, Adrian made a vow not spoken aloud but etched into his soul, that he would never again let ambition outrank love. Weeks passed, and while Lily began therapy and slowly rediscovered her smile, Adrian did something unexpected. He stepped back from his empire, delegating control, choosing presence over power, and when he launched a foundation focused on anti-bullying programs, mental health awareness, and school accountability, it wasn't for headlines or tax breaks, but because he knew firsthand how easily children could be crushed when adults failed them. The world praised him for his philanthropy, calling it visionary, but only Lily knew the truth, that it was born from guilt, from fear, from a father who learned too late that success without connection is the most expensive failure of all. On the first day Lily finally felt ready to return to school, this time a new one built on compassion and care. Adrian walked her to the door, kneeling to meet her eyes, telling her she was stronger than any cruelty, that her voice mattered, that coming home early had shown him what truly mattered, and Lily hugged him tightly, no longer afraid to let go, And as you finish hearing this story, remember this: sometimes the greatest twists in life happen not when we arrive late, but when we come home early, when we truly see the people we love. So if this story moved you, if it reminded you of what really counts, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because every story here carries a lesson, a warning, or a hope that might just change the way you see the world.